Hi, and welcome to the Bundesliga Fanatics new video channel. We're going to try something slightly different for the site. We are now going to be running a few videos on various aspects of the Bundesliga, some player profiles, some match previews, some match analysis, and various other ideas we've come up with. This is our first one, and I hope you enjoy it. Today, we are going to be looking at a certain player who's making the headlines right now, and that player is a certain Milot Rashica. Now, Rashica has been in the news quite a lot this week for transfer reasons. As you probably know, he is going to be leaving Werder Bremen this summer, with RB Leipzig in the running, as well as a few other teams. Just for those that aren't an expert on the Werder Bremen winger, we're going to give you a little insight as to why he is so coveted in the Bundesliga and across Europe right now. So, Milot Rashica, who is he? Why all the hype? So, born on the 28th of June 1996, which, funnily enough, was just 2 days before Germany won Euro 96 at Wembley, beating the Czech Republic. For those of you like me who actually remember watching that match, it does remind you how maybe age is catching up with us. Rashica, now 24 years old, attacking midfielder, winger for Werder Bremen, can play a number of other attacking roles in the side. Kosovan international. He began his career in Kosovo with Vostria before joining Vitesse Arnhem in Holland. Curiously though, while starting off in Kosovo, he was actually offered a trial in Belgium with Ghent. The Belgian side were very impressed with what they saw from the then 16-year-old, made an offer, but the player and his agent turned it down for financial reasons. What could have been if Ghent had got their hands on him, but as it was, his career has panned out with Werder in the Bundesliga. Current market valuation of 22 million, but we'll come and discuss that a bit later on because that is the sticking point for his transfer at the moment. So, as we said, Rashica started off in the Kosovan Superliga with Vostria, played 21 matches in his 2 seasons, scoring 9 goals. Vitesse Arnhem from the Eredivisie then picked him up for around €300,000 in 2015, initially on a trial basis, but again, they were well impressed with what they saw, signed him permanently, and he went on to make 100 appearances in all competitions for Vitesse, scoring 15 goals. The highlight of his career in Holland was the winning of the Dutch Cup in 2017. Curiously, one of his teammates from that slide was Lewis Baker, who you may recall spent last season on loan at Fortuna Düsseldorf. In January of 2018, he was snapped up by Werder Bremen, who paid €7 million for the player. So, Rashica, this season in the Bundesliga, possibly his last for Werder Bremen, has seen him play 28 games, scoring 8 goals, which actually is one less than he scored in the previous season. He's added 5 assists, a pass completion rate of 76%. You can see his XG of 6.4 and an XA of 2.8. There is a suspicion or a idea this season that perhaps Rashica has gone off the boil slightly in the Rückrunde. He was full of goals and assists in the first half of the season, not so much in the second half of the season as Werder fought against relegation. Many people believed that Rashica was going to be the secret weapon for Werder in the closing weeks of the season as they fought against the drop. That didn't actually pan out to be the case. Injured for a while, Florian Kohfeldt was then a bit reluctant to throw him straight back into the action. Against Heidenheim in both playoff legs, he wasn't really the player who impacted the game that Werder had expected. Whether or not the transfer speculation was playing on his mind, but he didn't actually have the impact that many Werder Bremen fans had hoped for. Nonetheless, Werder have come to realise that he is going to move. They need the funds to strengthen their own squad ahead of next season. He needs a new challenge. Maybe he's outgrown the Weserstadion after 2.5 years in the north of Germany. Again, there is a suspicion that this season he has just gone off the ball slightly in the second half of the season. So Rashica at Werder Bremen has enjoyed most of his success when playing on the left wing or a left attacking role, where he can cut in as a right-footed player, much like Arjen Robben would do at Bayern in his prime from the right cutting in. Rashica likes to cut in from the left onto his right foot. He can also and has played as a central striker as well at times, and also can play behind a striker in a creative number 10 role, but it's on the left that he has excelled. Possibly why RB Leipzig are so keen on him to replace Timo Werner, who also fulfilled a similar role at the Red Bull Arena, playing from a wide left position and cutting into attack from the wing. So he's a versatile attacker. The fact that his valuation of 22 million now, it's much less than his peak of the release clause he had was 38 million, and we'll come to the sticking point as to why RB Leipzig are not quite signing him just yet. But obviously he is an attacking player of some quality. That quality we can see in a few of these clips. The first one, it's from match day 10 when Werder Bremen were hosting Freiburg at the Weserstadion. The goal he scores, it's a typical Rashica goal where he comes from a wide position, plenty of space in front of him to attack. His pace takes him away. A great finish with his right foot. A goal at the Weserstadion, which was a rare thing for Werder fans to celebrate last season. This second goal, it's from the very last game of the season, and again, it's similar in effect that he comes from the left. Yuya Osako, once again, the provider here. He puts the ball up. Rashica has pulled it left, plenty of room to run into. He has two defenders to beat. He tricked both of them with some clever footwork, and this time it's a drilled left foot shot. So he shows he's very powerful, shooting on both his left and his right foot. Werder had to win this game against Cologne. It ended up with a 6-1 win, with Rashica scoring this second goal. We'll see again, plenty of brass in front of him. He bears down on the defender, some trickery, and a very powerful left shot. Maybe Timo Horn could have done better, but a good goal nonetheless from Rashica. We move on to the match at the Allianz Arena, where Werder actually had the cheek to take the lead against Bayern, only to later concede 6 goals. But this goal shows a different side of Rashica, more central, but using his pace to get past Jerome Boateng and produce a great finish past Manuel Neuer. Boateng cannot cope with the pressure, and Manuel Neuer, few people beat the German international keeper from there. Rashica, however, powered a magnificent shot past Neuer. Our next and final clip is from the DFB Pokal against Borussia Dortmund. Again, Rashica's pace is what creates the goal here, beating Mats Hummels from a central position. and firing past Roman Burki with a great finish. Ball played through, beat for pace, and drilled into the far corner. Werder would go on to win the Pokal match 3-2 against Dortmund. So looking at Rashica, the graph you're going to see now compares Rashica's last two league campaigns for Werder against the players of a similar position, attacking midfielders and wingers, in the top 5 leagues in Europe. And we can see that Rashica ranks in the 84th percentile for non-penalty goals, which, considering he's not an out-and-out striker, is very impressive. Also stands out are his successful dribbles, putting him in the 76th percentile, and shot-creating actions. Considering that he's been appearing in a Werder side which has struggled this season in particular, try and look at his age. These stats will no doubt improve in a more successful side like RB Leipzig. You would expect these stats to improve in a side like that. As we've seen from the clips, his style of play, his strength, he likes to dribble at opponents. He has got a great shot from distance. From a wide position, he also gets to cross the ball in well to the centre. His running style and close dribbling at defenders means he can draw fouls quite often. Like Werner, he cuts in from the left into the inside to use his right foot. He has got a great threat on the counter due to his pace and direct style. If we had to pick out a weakness, it would be his strength in the air. He's not your typical big, strong, burly centre forward. His strength lies in his dribbling and his shooting from distance. The transfer rumours are linking very strongly with RB Leipzig. They have apparently offered 15 million up front with another 3 million to come in bonus payments. Werder have turned that down. They want closer to 25 million. He did have a 15 million release clause if they were relegated. It seems a bit cheeky on Leipzig's behalf to actually offer that fee as their first bid. Werder have not really got a great desire to sell, but they know it's coming. He has a contract until June 2022. So with that respect, they don't have to sell him, but they do realise he's ready for a move and they need the cash. Should Leipzig fail to up their bid, we have Hertha Berlin waiting in the wings. Hertha have around 50 million euros to spend this summer thanks to Lars Windhorst's injection of cash. So if Leipzig are going to miss out on Werner, Hertha could be a destination he might consider should he want to stay in the Bundesliga. It would represent a step up from Werder. Hertha are a very ambitious club going into the next couple of seasons, so I wouldn't rule out Hertha Berlin just yet. The Bundesliga is not the only possible destination for Rashica. Rumours on the grapevine are linking Milan and Napoli with a move for the player. So it's a case of RB Leipzig are in pole position, but they are going to have to try and get closer to Werder's valuation if they're going to get the player to the Red Bull Arena next season. Well, that was our first foray into videos for the Bundesliga Fanatic. You can catch our other content on our website, bundesligafan.com, where we will be bringing you all the best coverage throughout the pre-season, the summer, and into the next season in September. You can catch us on Twitter at Bundesliga for you, and feel free to subscribe to our video channel, leave us some feedback if you want to see extra content, and auf Wiedersehen for now.